Hello, guys. Welcome to our channel once again. Today, it's another day for us to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But before we go ahead and talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, these just happened like 4 or 5 hours ago, and we had Carlos had an interview with Destiny. That was a shocking stuff because if I was told that he was going to have interview with anybody, not Destiny. But he did have an interview with Destiny, and I will tell you, I kept on thinking to myself, what the hell was the use of this interview? I didn't understand the purpose. I didn't understand the aim. I didn't understand why he literally had that interview. I don't know whether any of you watched the interview.
Yes, I saw it, and I actually ended up watching it twice because I was just like, some of the things that she said really surprised me that, you know, she feels a certain way about Mel and their friendship. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, that's so. I thought I was the only one. I too was surprised. The thing she was saying about Mel, I was like, what's going on here? But before we go ahead and talk about what she was saying about Melody, let's talk about the fact that Carlos asked her for the interview. What necessity was for this interview? Because she's not on any reality TV show that we know of. Even if we heard that there's a reality TV show she's going for, but we've not heard about his starting or being on any TV station or anything. So why was this interview planned, granted, and even done? That's my question.
Well, maybe because people have been wondering about her, and she was at the expo, but they didn't show her. And Wanda was there too, and they didn't show her either on the show. So perhaps maybe people have been sending him messages about it. Maybe he was thinking that people would be wondering where she was and why she wasn't there. So I'm happy that he did interview her because I had lots of questions myself. It was just like, okay, we know that she was there. Um, I had the impression that she I don't know if you remember, she had made a post on Instagram about that event and, thanking,
Yeah.
right, right. So I thought perhaps that was her swan song where she was confirming that she was not going to be back. And then it finally did air and they did not show her. So I thought it was perfect timing that he interviewed her.
Okay, but I didn't really get a chance to see it, but I would like to know the things that she said about Mel. If you guys can remember some of the things.
Okay. Then going. Uh, the fact that what also kind of pissed me off, I'm gonna be sincere, is the fact that Carlos kept on hinting, "Oh, what happened to you? Were you fired?" And I kept on asking myself, if she was fired, if she wasn't fired, if she was let go, if she just left the show on her own. He was supposed to be the one to have an idea of it. Why was he asking her? Like, I don't know how to put it. It came off as it wasn't genuine to me because if there's anything, he had an idea of what exactly was going on.
Oh yeah, I
He
can
had an
agree with
idea whether
that.
she was fired or whether she was let go or whether she left on her own. So I didn't understand why he was questioning her, saying, um, what happened? Why have we not been seeing you? That question looked so odd to me.
Well, I mean, if he wanted her to elaborate more on it, just say, "Hey, can you elaborate?" and let everybody know the reason why you're no longer on the show. That would have left it wide open for her to say what she was going to say, whether it was the truth, a lie, eh, you know. But again, I didn't see the show. I didn't see the interview.
And well, we also have to remember that he has to play the part as like a neutral party. He's interviewing her, so of course he does know what happens. But her explanation really didn't make too much sense. I think that was probably maybe he was giving her the benefit of the doubt to just say that it was a contract issue. But it's like, what was the issue? Like, were you asking for more money and they didn't give it to you? or maybe
That was
she's
her
just going to give.
excuse.
Say that again.
That was her excuse.
Yeah, the reason why, yeah, in a nutshell, and I don't remember it verbatim, but it was something along the lines of there was a contract issue, and both sides could not come to an agreement.
Mm.
Oh, so is that kind of what she had said?
Yeah, she said that it was contract issues. And I was like, okay, expatiate, explain what is the contract issues. Like she was still she was still the Destiny I knew. She never wanted to give everything. She would just throw one sentence and expect you to think about the remaining ones. Then when people start making up stories of what the business might be, she would not be like, oh, that's not what I meant. Like she's still a Destiny that I knew from the show, and she has not changed. And I literally still don't want her on the show.
Yeah, she's so vague, and that's frustrating. She's vague with her words, but she talks a lot with her facial expressions, moving her eyes around, pursing her lips out. It's like she says a lot with her face, but doesn't say it with her words. And that's so frustrating. She throws out a lot of innuendo. And then, like you just said, then when, someone does come back to her, oh, I didn't say it, or I didn't say it like that, so it's like, it's frustrating dealing with her. And they did ask about Kimmy. Now, I did not think that that was right for Kimmy to do that to her on the reunion. To say that it was so hard to get things out of you. That was not nice at all to do that to that lady. She was very, she didn't seem too happy with Kimmy. And he did ask her about that. And then she did comment that, well, what do we really know about Kimmy? It's like, that is a good point.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Okay, did you want to say something?
Oh no, go ahead.
I was happy that she was saying that about Kimmy because I thought probably they would want to band together. You know, most of them they like to band together and don't like saying things about each other. But that was truthful about Kimmy. But doesn't still remove the fact that Destiny herself is still no, as in she's still guilty of the things that we've accused her the same. We've been accusing her since the season or since she started being on Love and Marriage Huntsville. She's still the same. But did you notice the subtle shade that both her and Carlos was giving to Melody? Especially the fact when the part when she said, um, Melody is a different person on the show and a different person in real life. I love to get the Melody I know in real life and not the Melody on the show. I don't know whether you got that.
Yes, I did hear her say that. And she's kind of uh, hinted at that before. And I don't know what that is. And I think I've heard other cast members say that. It's just like they paint her out to be like she's this monster. Like, like, we don't know her, of course, because we just watched the show.
Right.
Yeah,
How bad or how far away is she from the character that she portrays on the show to this big bad person in real life that, you know, I guess she's a terror on the set. I don't know what it is that they're trying to say about her because they never come out and say it. Again,
Right.
they just throw out innuendo
exactly.
like you're a dark soul. Okay, tell us, give us some examples of the things that she's doing to you guys. Instead of just
Right.
saying, "Oh, she's a different person," she's a different. But then she said later that the other people are not showing their real lives either.
Uh-huh.
Didn't she say that?
Yeah,
Like,
she
the
did.
rest of the cast is, sort of holding back. That's the impression that she gave.
And I think when I finished watching the live, I got pissed off. I was like, the shade and the way Carlos was like, okay, tell us more. What's Melody like when she's not on camera, and what is she like when she's on camera? I think Carlos was trying to push to make them feel as if to make us to put this notion that Melody is really a different kind of person. I'm not saying that Melody might not be, but like you said, if you want people to believe you when you say something about somebody, come with your evidence, and nobody will be able to say, "Oh, you were wrong." If Melody is a wicked person or acts a certain way to you guys of the show, show us the evidence, bring it up, show us everything. And do you get that part when she said Melody would get to the top friendless. How? And me, I would take my own success with my family, and I'll get successful with my family. I was like, who told her that Melody doesn't have friends? Just because she's not friends with you doesn't mean she doesn't have friends.
Yes, and I was trying to figure out what was she trying to say by that comment? Was she trying to say that Melody is only concerned about herself and her own success and that she doesn't help people? And she said, "I'm gonna take my family with me. I'm gonna." So, like, what does she mean by that?
That I I was like, what was that statement all about? What's Melody's gonna be? Even if she doesn't have friends, she's successful than you. She's not begging. She's not crying. She's not doing anything. So yeah, by judging the both of you, she's doing more better than you that has a whole congregation of friends.
Yeah, if I can just say a few things,
Yeah.
I mean, we all have different faces for different people. Am I? You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, I return the same energy you come towards me with, because I'm always in a good mood. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that my feet hit the floor every day. You know, and so what energy you get from me depends on the energy that I'm receiving as I'm approaching you, because I'm reading you, your face, your body language as I approach you. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's say you walk into a room full of people, and then all of a sudden when you walk in, you get in a stank face from over the half of the people in the room. You would look around like, are they looking at me like that? Like, so what energy do you give these people back? Do you look at them like, hey, what's wrong with you guys? I'm good. Or do you uh, sit back and, you give them a bunch of fakeness and, little small conversations? So I understand when you're dealing with different people, you got to give them different energy, you know. And then another thing, I think Destiny is a little jealous of Melody, simply because she's succeeding and she's thriving. Melody is. Um, Destiny, we're not really hearing too much of her, other than all the bad things that we were hearing right before she left the show about, she's showing up late at night. Her and Martell are like kicking it or having a drink. Do you guys remember any of that?
Han Mattel.
Yeah, her and Martell. Yeah. Remember she came to his little shoot when he did the little shoot in the bathtub?
Yeah, I did.
She was there. And it was another scene that they showed at his place in the kitchen. You know, I'm like this. Look, if I am going through something with my dude and you call yourself my girl, like, why are you all over him like that? So evidently, your loyalties are over there and not over here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut you a loose. You just gave me the scissors. You see what I'm saying?
He asked her about that too because he said that I guess had been some conversation before that Melody really didn't know Destiny until the show, or I guess
Mm-hmm.
before the show started.
Right.
So she explained that she had known Martell since high school. She went into all of that, but
Mm-hmm.
that she was just kind of doing her thing, and she had heard that he had gotten married, and that's something that didn't make sense to me too. If he's your brother, he's like my brother. You had to hear that he had gotten married. Why weren't you at the ceremony? If you guys
Yeah.
are so close and so tight.
True. True.
Yeah, and the fact that I think when you watch the interview, when Carlos was like, Melody told me that she didn't hear of you, until when she was the show was starting, and she was not like, she now made this snacky comment, oh, at least I'm the only friend, I think I'm the only female friend of Mattel that he hasn't stand what she was meaning. Yes, he hasn't knocked you up. Yeah, is that a pride? You are sticking with somebody that you know that he cannot keep his things in between his legs, and you are proud. Like, the pride you have to say, this is my friend. And the way she kept on saying, oh, Marcel is my friend. And I'm like, haven't you heard of a lot of things that he has done? Because I'm sure you've been reading you've been going through the blogs. Some haters of Melody would have come to you on your DMs and be like, oh, is this thing real about Martell? I heard this thing about She knows about the things that have been coming up about Martell and Melody. And you come outside, and the story, oh, that interview pissed me off so much. And the fact that you are saying, as divorced women, we go through a lot. I'm like, that's so funny that you are saying that as you were going through divorce and everything, you're going through a lot, is like a process that is so heartbreaking, but you cannot see another woman that went through that is going through that's even in a worse situation than you, and give her a little grace. Because I'm pretty sure, if destiny's ex Destiny's ex was as bad as Mattel, we would not have heard the end of it. But you stick up for a guy because you just dislike this lady, even when you know it's wrong.
Right. Right. You know, as you said, it hasn't happened to her because I guess, she kept her little divorce so private. Nobody got to see what was really going on, you know. And then her ex just, hey, he exited off of reality TV, and I don't know if anybody follows him or anything to see what's going on with him, but he wasn't about that life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, her whole situation was, she was able to keep it private, and we still don't know the details, still don't know much of anything. But like you
Right.
mentioned, this other lady, everything was played out in the public eye.
Exactly.
A public spectacle was made out of her relationship, and she
Yeah.
doesn't get any grace.
Yeah.
And then you're saying, trying to give us the impression that she's a totally different person in real life. Who cares? What happened to her happens in real life. We saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The
And
world saw it. How humiliating was that?
yeah.
But like you said, oh, he's my friend. And then you hear other people, oh, he's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. And then to see those people rally around him, like the live that he did, the cast trip, they're all happy and go lucky. And he's just like the best guy ever. So, and then she also said
Yes.
that,
Oh,
no, say that again.
no, I was like saying yes to the cast trip.
Right. They're all
I was
frolicking in the pool and everyone, he's such a great guy and they're all friends with him. But this other person, she's a dark soul who, the real her. It's like they want the fans to dislike her.
Well,
and I feel like
they're making me like her even more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
We don't even know
Because
her. We don't know what's really going on in her life, but we know what she went through and we can all relate to that.
exactly,
Right.
exactly.
And we don't
So
know. I'm sorry, go ahead.
sometimes you have to build yourself back up out of all your broken pieces. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to distance yourself from other people to get your peace back. Because your brain has to sleep.
Yes, and how she would talk about how she would disconnect, and I guess Destiny didn't understand that when at the reunion when she said, "How's your relation?" I don't remember exact question that was asked. Something about how was your relationship now, and for her to say, "I don't know, we don't talk," or "I haven't heard from her," or, why would you say that? You're supposed to be her friend. If you guys are having issues, you didn't need to say that. You didn't need to say it publicly and put it out there. Everybody
Right.
else is coming against her at the reunion, and you decided you're going to throw your 2 cents into it.
Hmm.
And look how it turns out for you.
I think, like, from the beginning, I let's say since the divorce of Martell and Melody, I think every one of them has been trying to get together to be like, okay, this lady is the most followed amongst all of us, is the most liked about all of us. She has an army of people that are ready to defend her no matter what you say about her. Okay, let's just try and taint her image. Let's just try and paint her like this bad bully that is hiding her true colors from people. They've tried it. I think for 3 reunions now, they've tried to paint that picture about Melody. They've tried to paint the picture that Melody is a different personality off camera and on camera, and still it hasn't worked. I mean, I believe that when you're trying something over and over again and you're realizing that it's not actually achieving what you want, isn't it time for you just say, okay, I hang my boots, I end this, I'm tired, instead of continuously looking like a dummy,
Right.
doing one thing over and over and over again, and you're not seeing success? Why are you doing it? When I watched this interview, I said, I'm pretty sure that before she went on this interview, Martell had whispered to Destiny's ear and be like, you know what, this interview has to be about Melody. How can you be coming? Like, I don't know how they reason. How can you be saying, I am coming as an interview? Okay, I am coming as an interview as Unfiltered Uzo. And all through my interview, I'm talking about shop reality TV. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah, and then for her
No.
to say that that Mel, uh, that was for a storyline, her ending the friendship. What? Why
Oh,
would she
that.
need to make that a storyline?
Oh, I tell you,
What
I
is your
watched.
storyline? What was Destiny's storyline? If that was the case, maybe she was giving you a storyline and you decided not to take it. That was just so weird.
It was weird. I tell you, that interview was weird. I was like, when she said that particular statement you just said, like when she said the storyline was just this thing for the reality TV to sacrifice for the reality TV for, I was like, really? Really? Even when Carlos was like, okay, there were some other things that happened, her saying that you were chumming with Martel. She was like, oh no, don't talk about me and Martel with chummies, or you can excuse every other thing, but you just want it to be that Melody just hate you. Tell yourself, and the fact that she said that she has realized now that if a friend wants to exit your life, you should give the person an Uber fare, everything, pack the person's luggage and leave. I don't think she's actually listening to that, because if I stay and I say I want to let go of this particular friend off my life, I don't think I will take my time wanting to talk every day about you, because I'm trying to let you go. I'm supposed to be
Right.
removing everything about you from my memory, from my thoughts, from anywhere that you were still in, from my heart. So her still
Mm-hmm.
coming about to this interview, still nothing about Destiny. Even when he asked her about, oh, are you still dating Moses, a legend boyfriend? She was still vague about it and still covered it up with another issue about Melody. What is your obsession with Melody? Because it, it's annoying.
Yeah, that
You're
comment
off the
about
show,
the
but you're still jealous, and you're still talking about this lady that doesn't talk. I don't think Melody has talked about Destiny in a shorts.
right, right, right. I don't know, but when he asked her about the boyfriend, you're right. She was really vague. Now, a year ago, I thought you were so much in love, or maybe it wasn't a year
Oh,
ago. Christmas
did you see the
time
facial
was Christmas.
expression? Did you
Go
see
ahead.
the facial expression she made?
A lot of noise.
Immediately they asked about the boyfriend. You will know something is up.
Right, because she didn't answer the question. She said, "Well, but it seemed like she wanted to bring him up because she said, who else was mad?" And then he did ask her about it, but he asked, "Are you in love?" Didn't he ask that? And I didn't understand. It was just like, "But you guys were together at Christmas, and I thought that
Uh-huh.
he was your love. Maybe we just assumed that she was in love." I don't know. Did she ever answer him when
Pro-
he asked, "Are you in
pro- pro-
love?" It was so weird.
I've always thought the boyfriend was just for show. That if she continues being on Love and Marriage Huntsville was just gonna be a storyline.
Good
I
point.
never thought the relationship was real.
Yeah, we never seen dates or anything, or him over to her house or anything.
Because no, okay, look at this shop reality and living for your girls. Every time we've seen Moses, every picture we've seen Moses in were pictures where they were either shooting for Real Housewives of Atlanta or where there was a shooting for for Lower Marriage Huntsville. We haven't seen pictures. All the pictures that was shown to us last year and were pictures of when they were shooting Real Housewives of Atlanta, when he and Shereé and this thing and Destiny and had a double date where we be like, okay, they were gonna show it. All these things happen for shooting of shows.
Mm,
But she never showed us where they just went out on a date where there was no cameras, nothing.
right, right. And the only
So,
time we seen her really like having anything to do with them was over the phone, and it wasn't even like FaceTime.
We
I
could
don't
only
know if you
hear
so
guys
her
that
side of
remember
the
that.
conversation and we couldn't hear what he was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't seen anything else regarding him.
So that's why I also feel like I didn't I from the beginning, since I got the introduction of Moses, since Moses was introduced to me on screen, I never for one day believed. So I didn't even pull my mind that the relationship was real. I just said, okay, this is another storyline that Carlos and Destiny is trying to cook up to like deceive us on over marriage Huntsville. Let's just see how gonna play out. That's what I thought.
Mm.
That was what I thought. So when she acted funny when she was asked about him, I was like, oh, it's not like I was shocked. I expected it. And now that I even talked about it, what happened to the dates? They didn't show it on Real Housewives. They've never shown it on Real Housewives of Atlanta, or is it gonna be like maybe later episodes? Because we know that they shot on a double date between Martell Shereé and Destiny and Moses.
I didn't know about that. It was
They did.
filmed?
She
Did
Yeah,
she
she
say that was
posted then she was flaunting her friendship with
oh,
Mattel a lot.
gotcha.
Mm. Wow.
She was
Overly
flaunting
friendly.
the friendship she had with Mattel then a lot. So she always posted whenever they were together, they went out together. I didn't just understand why she was doing that because I believe Melody did not actually have any feelings for this guy again. So whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing with, I thought that she was trying to put it in Melody's face that Martell is with another lady. Everybody remember that season when it was last season, right? When Marcel was like, "How does Melody feel now that Martell is with a higher lady, like a lady with higher, standard than her?" So I feel like all of them were like, look, thinking this Martell and Sheree's relationship was going
Oh,
to be the perfect, outplay to Melody, make her feel bad like Martell. And they thought that it was going to be a big thing because Martell was going to be talked about, Martell might become more popular than Melody. And that was disappointing to them because even the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans don't like him with Shereé, then the Love and Marriage fans don't also like him. So that was a big flop from to all of them's face. And I feel that that's why now they are laughing at him. That's why they laughed at him at this episode when Sheree stuff came about. Because after they praised it, imagine you praising somebody being with another lady, and now you're like laughing at him. That means your plans didn't work because Melody absolutely did not care about your relationship. She did not care about the relationship we had with Sheree. And I think that what he was expecting was for Melody to like, come outside and be like, oh, being on blogs, being on this thing, trying to be angered that he was dating Sheree. And he didn't get that. And I think that's what quenched whatever fire he had for Sheree itself, for the relationship we had with Sheree. I don't think he just disliked Shereé all of a sudden. But I just feel like what he was expecting to get from Melody, the reaction he was expecting to get from Melody, he didn't get it. So what's the need of staying with somebody that what I was expecting to get, I'm not getting it? I guess I would just as well leave.
yeah. It sounds like he's just starting little fires everywhere to see if she's gonna come put them out, and she can care less if he burns, because again, he's creating every problem that he has. He's doing it to himself, you know. He could thank himself for every problem he has today, you know.
Someone said on the comment section, "Just stay deceitful. Learn how to be accountable for your action." And did you? Yeah, this comment I really understand. Did you notice that all through the interview, she never took accountability for anything. She didn't even take, because it takes two to tango. If a relationship is broken, the two of you, yes, one person might have more faults than the other, but it takes two. She never took accountability, like, okay, so in one way, even if it's half an inch, I caused something that made Melody decide that, you know what, I don't want to be friends with you. It's just Melody is 100% cause of everything.
Yeah, like when she said that she and Tisha had started getting real close. I think that would bother me too. If me and Tisha have some issue and you're supposed to be my friend and now I hear that you're hanging out with her, you guys are getting extra close. I think I would have a problem with that.
I don't understand where she's coming from. You became close to all my enemies, and you
Right.
expect me to be close to you.
Right. I would have a problem with that, especially if I'm still not cool with these people and you're hanging out with them, like she said that at Black and all of these places, you're hanging out with them and they're not cool with me. And, they gave us the impression that you're introduced as a friend of mine for the show. And now you're hanging out with these people. I think that I'd have a problem with that.
Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, it that happened to me in real life, and what I did is I cut those two chicks loose, and I was like, "Hey, I'm so glad that I got to introduce you two together. It looks like you guys have more in common than the three of us have in common. So cultivate that friendship." I moved on. Because first off, I got to be my own friend. I got to be true to me. And I already knew what was up between them two gossipers. Whatever they thought they knew about me, they were going to spread it. And it came back to me. Then that's when I became the judge and the jury and the prosecutor. Everybody had to go to court, because too much stuff was coming back. So yeah, Destiny she's desperate for attention. She's jealous of Mel. I think that she really likes Martell, and maybe they had something going once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like ain't no way any type of woman can know that you're around being a little scuzzball, but yet you're my brother. Well, okay, you my brother. I'm gonna tell you about yourself, whether you want to hear it or not. I'm gonna tell you about yourself, and if you don't straighten it up, then we can't kick it like that. Because that old saying, "Birds of a feather flock together." It is so true. You know, I mean, wasn't one time I'd heard something about they were in Destiny and Martell were in Atlanta, and Destiny was like the middleman. She would like, Martell would like see a chick, and she would go over there and befriend her and talk to her and kind of guide her over there to Martell. Didn't you guys hear something about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I
Wow.
heard it on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
start writing down who says what so we can reference, because yeah, I
Right.
heard that and I was like, what?
I
Really?
don't know about that. I don't think she's that type of a person. I don't think she would do something like that. But she has done a lot for herself lately, I do have to say. Hanging out down there in Atlanta, she seems to be getting a lot of stuff done. She was just like doing some red carpet stuff at the gospel awards or
Stella
something.
Awards.
Right. So, she's picking herself up and moving on, so that's good, you know.
That's the thing. She's trying to do better for herself.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Give her
just
credit.
let go of every other thing.
Right. Let
Let
go.
go so that you will get to the destination that you want to. You can't be thinking of achieving things while having hate in your heart because it's gonna bounce back to you. You're literally, I believe in things coming back to people. You're literally
Yeah,
laughing at somebody else on the predicament they are in, not knowing where you'll be tomorrow.
true,
Tomorrow your situation might be worse.
true.
Might be worse. I had that kind of situation before in my life where I had someone laugh at me thinking that, oh, I was in this situation and the person was laughing at me. And I
Hmm.
cried that day. I was like, it didn't get to this extent. But now the person is in a worse situation than I was at that time. And the person
Wow.
cannot see me and look at me and be like, oh, if I had known, I wouldn't have laughed at this girl at that time. So you don't know where you will be tomorrow. So don't the fact that you guys have been through the same thing, you've been through divorce, she's been through divorce,
Right.
and yes, it's just that unfortunately she was married to a more toxic guy, and you were lucky enough not to be married to somebody. You were married to someone that is not as toxic as Martel was.
Right.
At least you should see reasoning. Like divorce is hard, no matter what.
Yeah. I
The
mean, where's the empathy?
divorce is hard. Have that empathy. Like you guys have gone through the same thing. Just have that empathy for her that okay, even if like even at least Carlos was trying to tell her, explain to her that same thing. Like this lady has been through divorce, that's the time she was going through heartache, a lot of things were going on. And she decided that, what, I'm gonna clock out from every of my friend, everything, just being by myself. People do it.
Yeah.
When you want to have your peace of mind. I believe she should have had that, you know, that sense of okay, um, I understand where you're coming from. I believe that you should have given her the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it just takes you to have patience and give someone the benefit of the doubt to make every other thing perfect. And I believe that if Destiny had given Melody the same grace she gives Martel, they wouldn't be where they are today.
Very well said. Very well said. Because
They,
it's
yeah,
hard. It's hard to cry in front of a bunch of kids and hide your tears. You know what I'm saying? Because their lives still have to go on. You still have to make breakfast. You still have to give baths. You still have to put on clothes. You have to brush teeth, wash face, comb hair. You know what I'm saying? So when is your time to cry a little bit and say, okay, I got to get myself together, because I got four little babies depending on me. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. That's hard for a woman to do. And as women we have to, and we do. So cut a person some grace, because it's hard with a bunch of kids.
yeah. I'm just like I at the end of the day, what I walked away from this interview was I didn't understand why the interview happened in the first place. I didn't know whether it was a Melody interview and or it was a Destiny interview. She should have come here and just tell us, oh, I'm moving on in life. I'm not sad that I've left Love and Marriage Huntsville. Instead, I'm doing better. I'm doing greater things. I'm moving higher in life. Like, tell us what exactly that's going on in your life right now. But no, you came here to bash somebody that doesn't send you, doesn't remember you, doesn't talk about you, doesn't even have you on a afterthought. That's
Hmm.
bad.
Yeah, it's not a pretty look.
It's not, it's not at all. It's not. And oh, I don't know, Chef Reality, whether did you get that part that Carlos kept on repeating? People say I don't protect my caste. People say I don't protect my caste. Didn't I protect you? when Destiny was like, there are some secrets that I've told you that hasn't come out. You've protected it. And he was like, oh, you see, people say I don't protect my cars, but I do. And I was like, oh, really? Why did you have to use that? I don't know whether you got that part in the interview.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I did hear her say that. I think she was just trying to just say that I got the impression that what she was trying to say is that there are some things about Melody that they're not showing the fans. I think it led back to the whole Melody is a different person outside of the show, and that there are things that they're not showing us. I think that's what she was trying to intimate by her saying that. But I don't know. I don't know what it is that what does she want? What does she want
At
the
the end,
viewers to see? You didn't
at the
show
end
us anything about your life. We saw your husband, the next thing you know, we didn't see him anymore, and then that was the end of that.
Oh, goodness.
oh God. Oh, I like the fact that the show didn't show anything about her. We didn't get to know Destiny. Just the same way this interview didn't make me enlightened more about her. I still didn't know, or I still didn't get who Destiny was from this interview. All I just saw was that, oh, she's looking good. She's looking pretty. That's all.
Yeah, she has a beautiful smile. She has a beautiful smile.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
And
so good
she
for
was
her.
looking she was looking nice. I
Yeah.
can commend her for that. I love the hair, the dress, just
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah,
makeup. It was very, put
fresh.
together.
Yeah, she looked nice.
Yeah. It's
And looks
just
like
that
she,
she has to do
sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, you can go on.
I was just going to say, it looks like she's moving forward with her life, which is good. And that
Yeah.
talking about this, she didn't seem to have a problem with talking about it. So maybe she realized that the fans wanted to know, but we still don't know what went on in your personal life. And even when he asked about Moses, she was still vague. So she said she couldn't talk about the husband because of the court order. But what's the reason
Mm-hmm.
why you really couldn't talk about Moses?
That's the
And
thing.
we're figuring things out. But in December, you were so in love. At least that's the impression you gave us, posting him up Christmas time, and 6 months later,
Probably she,
we're figuring it out.
you know, probably she doesn't want to talk about him. Remember that she's allegedly going to be in a reality TV show where they are going to find their husbands.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
she doesn't want to, like be like, okay, I'm with this guy. Then if we go on the show, if the show finally ends, and she's another guy, we'll all be surprised, like, oh, what's going on here? We thought she was with Moses. So I feel like that was part of the reasons why she was just like vague about the Moses part. But I don't think they are together.
Mm.
There's not been any shadow or anything about him for a while.
Wow.
Even when she goes online, she goes to events with Latisha and the rest. I don't see a glimpse of him at all.
Mm.
So I don't know whether he's still in the picture. Well, I wish her well in her endeavors.
Yes, I
And
do too.
please and please, Carlos Kings, to please stop shoving these things in our faces.
Yeah, but
It's
he did
getting
ask her if she would. I. It sounds like she would not mind coming back.
she
So
would not mind.
maybe
Because
this is her chance.
in reality, even if she's on that new show that she's going to, it's not going to be as big as Love and Marriage Huntsville. Things about reality TV shows these days is that they are beginning to lack a little bit of substance, that people are not really that eager this much to watch reality TV shows. So I feel like it might not get that popularity like she would want. So Love and Marriage Huntsville already has this, this game out there. Who wouldn't want to be on Love and Marriage Huntsville? A show you've always been in. But did you get to the comment section? A lot of people were like, no, we're not interested in her being back on the show.
Right. People were saying that. That's true. Was the last time we saw her, she was working on a lip gloss line or something like that with her cousin, a makeup,
Yeah.
I don't know. And then that was the end of that. But she did admit, she said that she did not like what she saw the person that she was, portraying towards the end, like the whole Madani thing. And boy, she was so angry, and that was not a good look for her at all. So it
Mm.
was nice to see that she looked more pleasant, more relaxed. It sounds as though she's done some counseling. She says she has a life coach working on herself. And I'm sure the divorce
That's
and everything
good.
was hard and difficult too. So seems like she's calmed down a lot. But if she's not going to talk about what happened with that marriage, then I'm really not interested either. I want to know what happened. I know I keep saying that, but what happened? How do you go from being married for just a minute and then all of a sudden you're divorced? I want to know about that, but it sounds like she can't talk about it, so maybe we'll never know.
Mm.
Oh, like I said, I wish her well. I really do wish her well. But I don't want her back on the show, but I do wish her well. So Carlos to just dead her coming back on the show. It's not gonna go well for anybody at all. So now let's go to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, guys. What do you guys think about the episode?
It was it was different. You know, it was totally different. A lot of he say she say. You know, some commotion, misunderstandings. Everything's supposed to be peaceful, but it actually wasn't.
Right. I thought it was really silly how it started with this Ralph hosting a brunch. That made no sense. And even she said, this Ralph hosting a brunch is, she even kind of commented, Drew did, that it was sort of random that he would be hosting a brunch. It's just like, what is going on with this show? It's just not making any sense. The stuff that they're trying to put together does not make sense. It's not coming together. Why would this man be hosting a brunch? And she said, does he even know where the spatula is? He's hosting
It
a
was
brunch and
it
he's
was
having everybody over. Sorry, go ahead.
it actually looked like what the hell is going on here? It looked fake
Yes, it
to
did.
me.
Why is he hosting a brunch? He's hosting a brunch. Why? Why is he
Oh
hosting
my
a brunch?
god. I didn't get why the brunch was held at all. If not for showing jobs that herself of themselves. But from the brunch, let's just talk about some things. Um this brunch, there were some shades being thrown, and none of them came with their man. Even Marlo came with her man. I'm gonna say something. Kenya is ah she's not very serious. The way she came for the guy, like, oh, the dress, like she doesn't dress any better.
Yeah, I was
Her
looking
fashion
at that
sense is no
dress.
better.
Yeah, exactly. I was looking at that dress like, girl, please, did you look at yourself before you left? I didn't like that dress.
Like, why would she come for someone's dress that you don't know? You haven't met him before. You guys have not had like talks before, and the first thing you say about the person is the dress.
Right. I mean, where was her
I
date?
don't you said
I said, where was Kenya's date?
like oh please tell me every other person on this set, being it a boyfriend, a ex-boyfriend, a baby daddy, whatever they are, brought that date to this brunch. Except her. Except
Right.
her, but she was the one that had the loudest mouth.
Yeah, and I swear, her little friend that introduced her to him, she is just like all over Kenya's phone. Like, oh, let me answer that. And like, what is going on?
My
Yes, what is going on with that?
I don't understand. Sometimes I think she's the one that is close to Roy than Kenya.
Yeah, you know,
Sometimes I'm being truthful. Sometimes I think she's the one close to Roy than Kenya because she's always the first person he's talking to. And Why haven't we seen this Roy for more than a second? We always heard of my boyfriend, and he's so good, he's so rich, he's so this, he's so that. Why haven't we seen this guy? At least Marlo's guy, we've seen him for an episode. We saw him for at least 10 minutes. Your guy, we've always seen him through phone, and the only time we saw him physical, it was just breeze in and breeze out.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Kenya, she never has like a real man. You know,
Yeah,
I
and
don't
this
get it.
I,
guy, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she's trying to promote this man. He looked like a deer in headlights when he showed up at the Kenya Moore hair care photo
She
shoot
did.
or whatever. He looked like a deer in headlights. He dropped off the food, and then just that was the end of him. And did you? I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't see any chemistry at all.
oh, I
I
thought I
think
was
that
the only one.
right. I think she was very attractive to Mark Daly. That's who she wants. I think that's her type. I think that was, you know, that's her type. This guy, nah, nah.
Yeah,
I
I
could be
haven't
wrong,
even
but I don't see it.
even when they talk on phone, it doesn't even. We're not even talking about love. It's not. It doesn't even bring up like. Let's say I even like this person, or I'm even lusting over this person. I don't see it. It looks so bland. It's just like, what is going on? Like, it's look as if the conversation is forced. Like, they have to have that conversation.
Exactly. It does seem forced. And I'm wondering if it was just an opportunity for him to advertise for that, his brand.
Or probably that's a way for her to have a storyline because she doesn't have a storyline this season.
She doesn't. No.
So we are just going to be using the boyfriend story all through the season. And that's why she takes her time fighting at Marlo because nothing to talk about.
Right. I mean, as soon as she found out that Marlo had dated the same guy, like
Oh,
where was all that energy, about Shereé and Martell? I didn't understand the energy shift.
Exactly. That was so unfair and one-sided because she was acting like Martell was after her hot and heavy. He was in my DMs, knowing that when you say that, people automatically think that he was coming on to her or whatever. And then we find out that this same guy, oh, I bet that she was not happy when she found out that this person that she was going to use, well, I shouldn't say use, but this person who's going to be on the show as her new love interest, Marlo had gone out with him, of all people.
yeah, she wasn't pleased. Like, and the thing is that Marlo wasn't trying to put it on her face. The only person I felt was trying to make her hear it was Sanya. Marlo was just trying to say, "Oh, I know him. I've been on a date with him." Like,
Right.
but I didn't understand why Sanya was trying to push it. Like, I just felt she wanted to just annoy Kenya.
Yep.
It just made me think that God, it's slim pickings out there, huh? It doesn't seem like there's enough guys to go around for everybody, or everybody's dating the same guy. Like, what the heck is going on out there? You know? So, I don't know. It made me just think Atlanta is really small.
And did you get that statement she made when they were in Portugal? When she was like, "Oh, he told me about him." Like, how, when? The first time she said it, she seemed surprised. And wait, she threw a lot of shit. The first time was at the brunch when she was like, "Oh, at least he has dated you and realized that what and realized what not to do." But truthfully, now coming to Portugal, she's like, "Oh, he told me about her a year ago, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, but at the brunch, it didn't sound to me that Kenya knew that this guy DM'd and went on a date with Marlo. So why is she now in Portugal being like, "Oh, he told me about it. We've already discussed about it. She's just you know,
Yeah. That would have been her
um,
opportunity to shut her
I
down.
think she called her a bad name."
Mm,
Kenya, she did call Marlo a bad name. And I'm like, you don't have to lie. You never
right.
knew.
Mm. Yeah, but she's known for having fake relationships, except for Mark. You know, that was real. That was too real for her because she couldn't grasp that he didn't want to be with her. He moved on to something else.
And embarrassed her so badly in the process.
Yeah. You know, and as pretty as she is, shake yourself off. Get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? And never deal with another clown. You know, and that so far, all she's been having clown, 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 clown. Every dude she get.
And the worst was that young guy. She had no business going out with him.
Oh, really? Jailbait?
Man.
Yeah, he was
And she,
jailbait.
and she always calls Marlo. Oh, the double standards that Kenya has is like so big.
Yeah,
So so big.
she's too pretty to act so ugly. You know what I'm saying? Her attitude and the way she carries herself makes her look so ugly. You
I
know?
agree.
Oh,
Real
go ahead.
life, but the stuff that she's been doing this season towards the new people,
Oh, oh,
she wouldn't be doing that
yeah.
towards Nene. You know, when
Oh my God.
the girl was trying to talk to her. Oh, but we'll wait till we get to Portugal.
Did you oh, did you remember when Courtney was trying to was laughing and like touched her? I felt bad for her because she didn't purposely do it. And she said, "Oh, because I don't know what's wrong with Drew and always coming for
Is
such
she breaking up on your
rubbish."
end?
Oh, can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I said Courtney, the way she treated Courtney because she just touched her and she held, I don't know whether I have a slide up of it, and she held Courtney's hands. I felt bad for Courtney because that was insulting. That was really insulting and degrading. The way she made it look as if Courtney was this alien that was touching her, and she was just this beautiful person that they don't touch. That was that. Mm, I
I mean,
felt really.
she could have just like let it slide. I mean, I understand she don't mess with
The
Courtney.
fact that it was not purposely, like she was just talking, like sometimes you want to laugh and you hit your friend.
Yeah, but they're not friends. So me
Yeah, but she
personally,
was sitting down close to her.
yeah, I would have just let it slide. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because we don't mess with each other like that, but you felt comfortable enough, like maybe you're trying to get to know me. Maybe I would have took it like that and just said, okay, I'm gonna let it slide, but you keep doing it, girl. I'm gonna have to tell you, like, girl, your hands clean. Why you keep touching me like that? You know what I'm saying?
No,
Because
even
you're
if you
eating
want to
food.
say it, you say it like quietly, like jokingly, like girl, that those this your love, this your hand is going to places I don't find, like jokingly, like it's the way you say it and to come out pleasing to the person listening to it. The way she said it felt like so condescending, like I don't want to be touched by you. You're not supposed to be touching me.
Right. Like stranger danger. Yeah.
Even I know, but let's be realistic. Everybody on that table when that stuff happened, they were shocked. But as Drew doesn't want to come off as if Drew doesn't want to come off as if that she she always wants to be on that Kenya and Kandi. So that's why he said that, because truthfully, That was outrightly wrong and degrading. She shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, I would have told her, hey, give me some dap. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's click elbows or something. You know, because I'm not a handsy type of person, and I don't really like people touching me. But I do go out in public. But I don't want nobody like all over me. You know what I'm saying? Because I do run into some people that want to touch my face or touch my hair. And I'm like, where your hands been? Uh-uh. I'm not touching your face. No, uh-uh. So I'm not a touchy type of person. Not saying that I'm good for anybody. I don't know what you're gonna cough in your hand, then you're gonna want to touch me. No. you know. So yeah, I'm not a touchy type of person.
Yeah, that was her being mean, to the new girl, hazing.
Yeah,
I don't
she's
know why she
always
does.
mean.
Right. It's so unattractive. Like, you've been on the show all of these years. You don't have to act like this. This person is new, just coming in. You don't have to treat her like that.
Yeah, she's mean to the new girls, you know, because that's how they did her. No,
But
Nene didn't cut her no slack.
well, but it doesn't make sense. There was no need for that. And when she was talking about it in Portugal and saying that, oh, I just wanted my boundaries, like the way she said it, everybody on that table truthfully knew she was wrong. But the fact that Drew just thought to herself, okay, this is the right time for me to just explain. There was no need for Drew explaining anything. She should have just kept short. Sometimes when Drew talks, it annoys the living hell out of me. Like she talks like a naive person. Oh, let's talk about She by Shereé versus Drew. That stuff was I felt like Shereé shouldn't have brought that up.
Oh, I'm
I
just
don't know if you
reading.
felt that way. You said?
No, I'm just reading what you just posted.
Oh, okay. I think this was a time there were rumors about her that they didn't pay. That was Drew, and they didn't pay their chefs and their chef and their workers. And Sheree was like, are you going to pay the chef? That was shady.
Yeah,
Yes, it
That
was.
that was pretty shady. I mean, Sheree just put it all out for everybody. If we did know, now we know. you know, but $1,000. Give the girl her money. You know what I'm saying? If that was her price, she came out and she cooked, whether you liked it or you didn't, it was her price. Give her her money, be done with it. And never let another amateur in your house or in your kitchen. That's how I look at it. I mean, $1,000. What's $1,000?
Right. You're supposed
exactly
to
when she
have
said
money.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's wearing all these expensive clothes now. She always has a private chef. Still don't know. You guys say she was a child star. I still don't know who this woman is. And
I
her
still
husband's
don't
like,
know who she
me neither. But
is.
everyone, oh, but $1,000 to make this go away. Why not just pay the $1,000?
Exactly. And uh, anything under what is it, $10,000, you get to go to small claims court. So that really ain't court. You know what I'm saying? Small claim.
When I even heard that she was suing her for $1,000, I was like, why don't you just end the suit and settle? Why continue?
And explain herself to the judge. The judge makes the decision, whether she pays or she doesn't pay. That's the judge's decision.
it didn't make sense at all. So I understood why Shereé was, but Shereé sometimes she likes to pry a lot. The way she was like, "Are you gonna pay the chef? Are you gonna pay the chef?" Hmm,
Well,
that was
that's what Drew
mean.
gets for Drew to say that Sheree confiscated all of the merchandise. She went on a radio show and said that. She didn't have to say that, so I don't blame Sheree.
Yeah. No, she told her in Portugal too, like, oh, you expect me to tell you to apologize for saying that at the brunch. You to apologize to me for coming out and saying I confiscated everything. Like, I think Drew is this kind of person that she expects everything to go her way, but when things start going against her, she feels like, oh, I'm a baby, I'm cute. Like Kenya said, Candy said, she likes acting naive, like she doesn't know anything, but she does.
Mm.
She has this character of, I'm gonna act naive, I'm gonna act like a baby, but she knows what she's doing.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I mean, she's a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? And I don't really. Uh, First off, the only outfit that I seen Drew wear was the little black and white little outfit. That was cute. You know, then the rest of her stuff, I pass.
Yeah, but the fact is, I feel like, I don't know whether you guys saw the preview for next week's episode. I feel like, hey, Candy and this lady Drew is gonna have a fight. I think they're gonna have a fight because of, I think, somebody humping on somebody. I don't know who is humping on who,
Yeah, who was
but
that
I wonder.
lady? Who
I
was
want to
that?
know who is. I don't know, but I want to know who is humping on who. Who are they talking about? I want to know who Joe is accusing Kenya. I'm sorry, Candy of lying about.
Mm. Yeah, I think Drew is guilty because I mean, when Bolo was around, she showed her true self. You know what I'm saying? Drew gets that liquor in her, so I can believe that she was humping on the other chick and she took offense to it. You know, it's like, okay, we could dance, we could have fun, but you're over here humping on me. You know, I have a problem. You know, so yeah, I can see Drew as the aggressor in this situation. I might be wrong, but I'm just saying from what we've seen in the past, I can see her being the aggressor.
And the fact that they are still going to be talking about Roy in next week's episode, I'm like, the guy we've not seen more than 2 seconds is the guy we're still going to be talking about. Let it go until this guy shows his face, comes and stay like more than 5 minutes. Then you can talk about him. Don't come and be talking about. And I think they're going to be challenging when Nate for knowing the guy before. And I feel like probably they're trying to insinuate maybe she had something to do with the guy too. Those ladies are messy, please.
Yeah, they are. They're doing too much this season.
So
You
much of
know.
unnecessary
They don't
nonsense.
have nothing going on this season. Nothing.
I agree.
Exactly. Like, they don't have anything going on. So that's why they're trying to like dwell on this their back and forth hatred, back and forth. We're doing this back and forth. Like, ah, at this point, well, the only thing I'm like anticipating next week's episode for is to know exactly who was doing the humping, what were they humping at,
Huh.
you know. That's why I want to wait till next week. I think it's probably going to be about the lady that allegedly Drew cheated on Drew with on her husband with. I feel like it's gonna be about the guy. I think Candy had. some inside info about it, and she's gonna be accusing Kandi of lying about it. So I think that's gonna be the issue.
But how could it be an issue when Marlo says she recorded it?
Oh, I guess we'll have to see next week. we will just we, you will just get to find out next week. I That's the only thing I'm waiting for next week. Every other thing is just gonna be like, okay, what's going on? But that's the reason I'm gonna be waiting for next week. I don't know. We're about to end the live. If you have any other thing like sum up the whole show.
No, I just can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
I watched it on YouTube, so the episode that I saw was all cut up. So I don't even know what you guys are talking about because at the end, when they were having the dinner at Portugal, then what I saw on YouTube, then it started showing last episode. So I'll have to go back and watch that to see what you guys are referring to. But as far as the show, I don't it's just not giving me anything. I used to look forward to watching it. Now I'm watching it on YouTube. Like I watched it this morning because I'm just not interested in any of these people. Now I like Shereé and Marlo for the fashions,
Right.
but I only person that I would want to see come back at this point would be Marlo because I like what she brings. I'm just tired of Kenya. She's a one trick pony. I don't like her being a mean girl. What is her storyline? I'm tired of
Mm-hmm.
Candy.
Yep.
Candy is so her energy. She has no energy. She's so dry. And Drew just seems so fake and phony to me. She just seems to always be acting and putting on a performance. Sanya doesn't bother me. I guess, she really, I guess she's got to be the neutral person and she seems like she's pleasant. Although it looks like Kenya's got an issue with her. I don't know if you guys have seen on Instagram or Twitter. Kenya's has some issue with Sanya, something that she said. But other than that, it's just not giving me what it used to.
Right. I
Yeah.
feel you.
I, I feel like the only reason why Candy looks dry this season, it seems like she's forcing herself, like she just needs the money and her soul, her spirit and body has left the show, but she's just there because of the money she's making.
Right. She
'Cause
probably doesn't
sometimes
have too much more
sometimes when
interest.
you watch it, it just seems like she's not adding any value. She's just there smiling, smiling, and you just be like, okay, what else? Yeah. Throughout the
Yeah.
brunch, how many times did you see Candy? She was just smiling. Anything they talked about, she was smiling.
Yeah. The same smile.
I think she's more into her music group now than the show.
Right.
I think she's more into SWV since they aired the SWV and now they have been going on road tours. So I feel like she's more now into the music stuff than Real Housewife. But I don't think she can let it go because of the money she's getting
Right.
from the show. But
Well,
I
that
think she has
could
to
very well be it.
But I think she has to let it go because she adds no substance, no value. And sure, I'm tired of seeing her face. The smile is getting annoying. Well, oh guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you for liking our videos. Thank you for commenting. And don't forget to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to ShopRite TV YouTube channel, and Unfiltered Uzo for unlimited content. You're going to be getting it from us. See you guys
All
next
right.
week.
Have a good one.
Bye. Thank you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
All right. Bye
Bye.
bye.